Hi there, I'm Pastor William Earnhardt with the Bushnell, Homosassa, and Inverness Seventh-day Adventist churches. And for a while, even before I came to the district I'm currently in, I would meet people who were understandably so, confused on how to fill out their tithe and offering envelope to turn into the collection plate. And I've also have met people that, understandably so, were confused as to the difference between tithes and the regular offering. So first of all, let's take a look at the difference between the tithe and the regular offering. In Numbers 18:21, it tells us that the tithe goes to support those who are working in the ministry. At that time, it was the Levites because they were the ones in ministry. They received the tithe so that they could focus full-time on the ministry. And in 1 Corinthians 9:13 through 14, it tells us that even in the New Testament, those who are preaching the gospel, those who are working full-time in ministry, should be supported by those who are benefited from the gospel. So again, the tithe goes to pay those who are in full-time ministry. The tithe does not go to pay for the upkeep of the church. The tithe doesn't go to pay for the carpet, for the utilities, or even for Sabbath school supplies. The tithe goes to pay those who are working in ministry. Our offering, which is separate from the tithe, goes to pay for other things. Again, the upkeep of the church, the carpet, the utilities, supplies, things like that. That is supported by our offering, which is in addition to the 10% tithe. And of course, tithe means tenth, 10%. And so that 10% of our income goes straight to tithe to pay those who are working for the gospel. Then in addition to the 10% is the offerings that go, again, to take care of everything else that it takes to have a church. And in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 6 and 7, it tells us that the offering should be what people purpose in their hearts to give. Okay, the tithe, that's 10% automatic. But then what we give in addition to tithe, and I know that there are different people that want to set certain amounts or a suggested percentage, and that's all good, but in the end, it's what you purpose in your heart, what God lays on your heart to give in addition to the 10% that goes to tithe. So, having said that, now I know sometimes treasurers from different places, not just the district I'm in, other places where I've served as well, occasionally a treasurer will let me know that they get tithe envelopes that are filled out like this. You see at the top, they have tithe as 100%. And then they gave $50 to the church budget, and then they gave $50 to, say, Florida Advance. Now, realizing that tithes and offering are separate, the total should now be $200. But they only enclosed $100. What they thought they were doing was giving $100 to tithe and then breaking up the tithe, $50 here and $50 here, for a total of $100. But again, the tithe is separate from the offering. So this would be the wrong way to fill out a tithe envelope, which, if you've done it that way, don't feel bad. Many of us have made that mistake. So here is the correct way. If you're giving $100 tithe, again, that goes straight to tithe, straight to the ministers, straight to pay for those who are working for the gospel. And then you're giving $50 to church budget, $50 to Florida Advance, and your total is $200. So again, the tithe and offering is totally separate. You're giving $100, then you're not splitting up your tithe. You're giving additional $50 to church budget, an additional $50 to Florida Advance, for a total of $200. All right. So, and again, I'm sharing this because I know throughout the time that I've been working as a Bible worker and a pastor and an elder, that these questions come up. So I hope this has been a helpful video for you. And again, don't feel bad if you've made any of these mistakes. Many of us have made these mistakes, and hence why I want to share this video to help clear up any kind of confusion. Thank you for giving. Thank you for loving God's people. Thank you for loving the gospel. Thank you for supporting the gospel. God bless you.